Hey team, Jesse Reynolds here, and I am excited to be doing our first ever pay period gauge call. I hope this comes across properly. I've been having some technical difficulties, so I apologize. This is getting out a little later than what we had anticipated tonight. But just know that this is something we will be doing every first Thursday of the pay period from this point forward. Beth and I are continuing to look for ways that we can better serve you on the team. And this is something that some other very successful double diamond distributors around the world of AdvoCare have been doing, and they shared it with us, and we see the value in it, and we want to be able to deliver that to you because our vision and our mission is to be able to serve you better and to help each of you on your journey towards your purposes and where you want to be in your business. So anyway, with that, this is something that we will be doing every first Thursday of the pay period, like I said, and really what I want to help you do, our aim on this call is to really help you learn how to focus on some of the gauges that are going to help you be successful in your business. And understand that we will do this live every pay period. The recording is going to be available. I'm sure that's how many of you are seeing this first time. But if you want to be able to view this, be sure to go to teamreynoldschampions.com. That's teamreynoldschampions.com, and then click on the pay period gauge tab there at the top of the screen. That is actually where you'll be able to find the live feed every time. That is where you will be able to subscribe to the YouTube channel for future ones. And then also you can download the different documents and training files that we have as well. And you see there on the screen, this really is the focus of what we want to help you with, and it is simply that which you focus on and measure increases. So if you go ahead and download the document there, there should only be one up on the screen right now about the Team Reynolds gauge call. This is something extremely important, and I want to encourage you to not get complacent and only do this once and then just think you got it. This is something that is worth doing pay period after pay period after pay period because, again, that which you focus on and measure increases. It's a simple little discipline. It's very easy to do and it's very easy not to do, but you want to print off this packet and you want to be filling this in because you have got to know, first off, most importantly, why are you doing AdvoCare and where is it that you are going? So fill it in. What is your income goal, your monthly income goal that you want to be earning, and how soon do you want to be earning that income? And what is it that you're going to do with that income? Why is it that that is important to you? On that second part, the per month buy, the time frame, the goal deadline I really want to encourage you to focus on is by AdvoNation, January either 10th or 17th, 2015. That is a great time frame to be focusing on for whatever your AdvoCare goals are. So what is that specific dollar amount that you want to be earning? Write that down, fill it out. Have this sheet printed off and be focusing on this and working towards this every single pay period. What is that deadline? Maybe your deadline is before AdvoNation, but definitely you want to know what your deadline is you're working with and that income goal by AdvoNation, January 17th, 2015. And most importantly, what is it that you're going to be doing that income? Because this right here, this is really your story. What you want to be doing is you want to be talking to people and sharing with them your story. And your story is simply what income goal you're on track to earn by what date so that you can enjoy XYZ. I always go back to when Beth and I first got started in AdvoCare. My goal was simply to earn $1,000 a month so we could pay off credit card bills, and we wanted to do that in our first 30 days. That's what I told people. We had not earned a penny yet in AdvoCare, and we were telling people we found a way to make $1,000 a month and get debt free. And then with that, just to increase focus, see, so many people go through life not knowing what they want or don't want in their lives. And so if you don't know what you want or don't want, you just kind of get whatever comes your way. And that may or may not be, in fact, most often will not be what it is that you want. So this is another really important discipline that it's a part of Ruby Bootcamp. It is a part of Ron Reynolds Designing Your Future training, if you've ever had the privilege to go to that. Beth and I, we have taken the time to write out this list a couple of different times, and it's interesting to go back and revisit some of our first lists with this because there are so many things that we had in either of the columns that have been checked off the list now. And so that first column is write down what are the things that you want in your life. Is it debt freedom? Is it time freedom? Is it to be able to get your dream house? Is it to be able to vacation more? Is it to have a certain dollar amount of savings in your checking account? Is it kids' college tuition? Is it sending your kids to private school? Is it to homeschool your kids? Is it to retire a spouse? And then what are those things that you don't want? Debt and stress are a couple big ones. Maybe you don't want to be overweight and out of shape anymore. Maybe you don't want to be in poor health. Maybe you don't want strained relationships. There's so many different things, but be specific and write them down. If you start filling in this sheet and you start focusing in on this, this will cause you to be teachable and coachable. And again, you want to be doing this every pay period and revisiting this list, and you want to be having your team members who are interested in income doing this as well, because what is more important than the what to's and how to's of this business are the why to's. When you have that why to figured out, you will do the what to's here. And we want to also help you understand, again, how to work your pay period. That's really the big focus of this. So again, you see my vision is to earn X dollars a month by XYZ date so that I can do XYZ. So again, be filling this out, be specific, keep this in front of you. And so we want to help you with some gauges that you want to be focusing on through your pay period. So this is the second day of the pay period, the first Thursday of the pay period. And one of the first gauges that we always want to encourage distributors to do, if you're looking to build a business, you have got to know what the score is on the scoreboard. And so one of the first gauges I always encourage distributors to do is within your first 48 hours, by that first Friday of the pay period, you want to have at least 500, even better, $1,000 of PGV on the scoreboard so that you can know what your override is and so that you can properly work your pay period. But so you see there's two different rows on the sheet here, and you want to set your goals and you want to check in against your goals. So how many frontline distributors do you want to have for the pay period? And so how many do you have at the first Wednesday of the pay period, which is 1 week, or the second Wednesday, the Wednesday before the close, which is 1 week into the pay period? And then where are you at the close of the pay period? You want to know what your goals are and what you're working towards so that you can stay on track working towards them. So you see there, you want to have 3 frontline distributors is a great goal to build in your business. If you have 2+ distributors every pay period, you're going to see growth in your business. And then you see that total PGV, you should want to have a minimum. If you are a business builder and advocate, it's okay to be the hobby level. Understand that. Many people on the team are just hobbyists, and we love you if that's where you're at. But if you're wanting to build a successful business, that $3,000 of PGV per pay period is such an important gauge. In fact, really, if you want to see true growth in your business, you want to see probably more like $4,000, $5,000, $6,000 of PGV every single pay period. If you do that consistently over time, you're going to see growth there. Again, we really want to be encouraging so many of you on the team to be thinking about being Ruby by Successful, or Ruby by Advonation. I'm sorry, Ruby by Advonation coming up this January. That is a goal that's incredibly attainable for so many of you on the team. But if you want to accomplish that, Ruby income is incredible because it helps you earn an extra $6,000 or $7,000 a month part-time income. That's life-changing money when you can add that into a household budget month in and month out. But if you want to do that, you got to get into massive action. And so it's not just about having $1,000 or $2,000 or $3,000 of PGV. I look at Beth and I, and one of the biggest seasons of growth we ever had in our business was after we had already been in the business for 3.5 years. It was the spring of 2011, and we kind of looked at where we were at, and we were not happy. We were making about $1,500, maybe $2,000 a month of income, and we realized and understood that we wanted more. We wanted to do more with our family, and that it was going to require us, in order to get more, that we were going to have to grow more, and we were going to have to do more and work harder than we had before. So after 3.5 years in the business, we decided to commit to the 2 things we have control over, which is new frontline recruits and new PGV. And what happened was the next 6 months, next 12 pay periods, we averaged for 12 straight pay periods an average of $4,500 of PGV per pay period, and we averaged 4 frontline distributors per pay period. And we did that over 6 months. Well, what happened was over the course of the next year, by adding all of those new advisors to the team, by putting in that massive PGV, we saw our monthly income grow from $1,500 to $2,000 a month it grew to $10,000 a month just 1 year later in May of 2012. And so think about that. What would happen if you worked with Psychotic Focus the next 3, 4, 5 months going into Advonation? Where could your business be? And so you want to have goals, and you want to track them, and you want to focus on them. You want to revisit them daily. Have goals for your wholesale commission. If you're early on your AdvoCare journey, you're going to be able to make a big part of your paycheck from wholesale commissions. You want to be in that plus $300 range. I really like focusing on $500 or more of wholesale commission every single pay period. What is your override going to be? What star legs, pin levels, etc. Fill these in and track it. And one other big one I really want you to be focusing on, it says successful numbers. Just understand that, substitute that for Advo Nation numbers. How many team members are you going to have at Advo Nation with you in January? And how many different legs of business will you have represented? I want to encourage you to be thinking about adding at least 3 new legs of business to your organization the next 4 or 5 months, and helping them get multiple team members each in the room at Advo Nation, regardless of what part of the country it is that they live in. Because what I know is this: if you get multiple team members in each leg of business, and you get at least 3 new legs of business at Advo Nation with you, that is going to be your foundation for your Ruby Blueprint. And in terms of timing, where we're at right now, I want to really encourage you to work with extra focus the next 7 weeks, because our pay periods, they're only 2 weeks long. They end on the first and third Tuesday of the month. Well, we are fortunate here where September happens to be a month that has 5 Tuesdays. So what that means is we actually have a 3-week pay period. You see that it's a 2-weeker that ends, this period ends on September the 16th. Then the next one's a 3-weeker that ends on October the 7th. And then the one after that's another 2-weeker that ends on October 21st. This is important because it gives you 50% more time on that 3-weeker to put in the same amount of volume. And so if you work with focus and become intentional and increase how much you're working your AdvoCare business, then you're going to be able to find that you are going to be able to break through to new levels. You know, last 2-3-2 set we had, I think we had something like 17 new leadership pins popped over that course of that 7 weeks on our team. You know, we had a couple new Ruby leaders, a new Gold leader, several Silver leaders came through in that process. Imagine what if you worked with that focus and you gave yourself a pay raise of jumping 1 or 2 leadership pin levels. This is the time to be working with focus in your business. And what this is all going to boil down to is your day-to-day here. So if you are looking at your gauge packet there on the Team Reynolds website, you'll see there's actually 2 pages of this. So there's 2 weeks in a pay period. So you want to print this DMO checklist off, print both pages off, fill one in 1 week, and fill one in the next week. And don't just fill these in, but see how many points can you put on the scoreboard total for the week. Because what I know is these are the productivities that are going to get you paid. And if you can focus on the key drivers, that's what the aim of this gauge call is every pay period, is to get you focused on what the key drivers are to build your AdvoCare business. If you will focus on that, you will see growth in your business. So don't just check one off the list, but see how many points can you rack up each day. And then I want you to track this week to week, pay period to pay period, and see if you can begin to increase that number. So if you do 2 3 phone calls on Monday, don't just put a 1 there, put 2 on that. If you sell $300 worth of products, put a 3 there, because that's 3 increments of $100 of products. You're going to see that by doing these fundamentals and focusing on them. And I want to challenge you to get at least 5 points a day. If you're getting at least 5 points a day consistently on these sheets, you're going to see, again, growth in your AdvoCare business. And then just another really important thing, because this whole business is about taking people through the success system, and understand that most people you don't just make 1 contact and then they jump straight on board to advisor and pin diamond next month. There's a process people have to go through. And again, it can become very easy to lose focus of where we are working in our business, who we are working with, and which prospects we're taking through the process. So print off your frontline recruiting tracker here and start filling this in. How quickly can you take 25 different prospects through the success system here and get them to impending events and get them through third-party credibility? What I know is if you will track this and you will be filling this in, don't just get 25. See how fast you can get to 25, but then I want you to focus on how many times through can you fill up these sheets of 25. If you focus on this, you will see phenomenal growth in your business. And that it is the start of a 2-week, 3-week pay period, 2-week, 3-week pay period. Let's get out there. Let's get to work. And I hope this was a value for you guys. You guys are champions.